Hey collective. Um Grand Rising, I should say. We're gonna do something I haven't done in a minute. We're going to take an oracle card. We're doing a little oracle card reading. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna do an oracle card. We're gonna pull three. Okay, we're gonna pull three. And when we pull these three, we're just gonna talk about it and see what spirit wants you to know from them. Just showing you what's going on in the energy, especially for those that have been having stagnancy. And plus, I just had this idea. I got it last night, and I was like, yeah, I was like, I kind of want to pull an oracle card because I was thinking about the angel cards, and I was like, I kind of missed the angel cards because I was getting like flashbacks to the reading that I did, and I forgot what it was about, but it was when I was first here. And I was like, these people have been warned to fuck off. I'm gonna use the angel deck to find out which angel warned them. I know the ones that were in the live remember that because I like the energy immediately fucking shifted when Gabrielle flew out of the deck. The only card to fly out was just Gabrielle flew the fuck out. Changed the energy completely. And I was thinking about that heavily. And it was Gabrielle was trying to talk to me for that moment and was like, listen, you need to at least use what you have. And I was like, you're right. They're like, don't worry about how you're going to do these things, just let us take it through. And I feel called to say these things because maybe you've been also feeling like you want to do something different and the divine really wants you to do it. Be fluid. You're not meant to be a solid object that does one thing. You're multifaceted. And what you need, what the lesson basically is overall, what I was being told, what I'm being told to pass on you all as well, is that when you focus on one of your skills, it's good to just solely focus on it, right? Until you become confident enough to move from it, and to move into the other talents. So it's like, I got really comfortable using tarot and channeling with tarot, so it's like, okay, well now let's get comfortable with channeling without the cards, because I need to do that. It's one of my jobs. It's one of my things I do. Like I'm a million titles: sage, mystic, occultist, healer, shaman, whatever the hell you want to call me, teacher, leader, whatever. It doesn't matter. I have a million titles, and you know, it's important to remember that these people also had multiple titles. It wasn't just the shaman, it was the chief, it was the diviner, it was the one that, it wasn't just the healer for the chief, it was the healer for the tribe. It wasn't just the diviner for the chief, it was the one that get all the ancestors and guides up for rallies, for fires, for protection. It was all these things. So remember that on your journey, that you're not just meant to be stuck doing one thing. If you feel like you're doing one thing and things are getting stagnant, it's because you've already mastered that and you're meant to incorporate more. But we're gonna get those three oracles. I had to break that down because Gabrielle really came to me last night and was just like, listen, dude, there's some things that you could be doing that they haven't been telling me to do because they've been wanting me to get more and more comfortable. But yesterday, it hit me in the head like a brick. I am picking up a little bit of survivor skill. Like, I don't know why survivor skill has been a thing. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you this right now. Okay? And this is the full-blown truth. This is what separates me from the crowd. If you're stuck into 3D, then you're going to be attached by those guilty energies. Those low vibrations don't affect me because I'm not on their fucking level. I operate out of love. I don't care. I know my power. I know the God in me. I know the God that is me. I know the demigod that I am. I know how close I work with Anubis, that Anubis ain't gonna let shit fucking happen to me. I know with how much energy I have embodied with me with Sekhmet, that Sekhmet's not gonna let shit happen to me. I know that my Oshuns aren't gonna let shit happen to me. That my Ori is not gonna let shit happen to me. Like the Lama Damas didn't just fucking do what they did to let the slaves die, to let the people who were trying to get out and heal and doing work just go out and die and be sick and be attacked. I know the Lama Damas didn't just fucking waste their years doing shit randomly. They're here to protect. I know this. It's the year of knowing. It's time for Aquarius to kick in, and I feel like I'm the only one that's kicking it in. But someone has to, because everyone else is still stuck in these cycles. No one else is healed from what they need to heal from, which just brings me to another message. Y'all gotta listen to that message for the healers, especially if you're reading cards and shit, because let me tell you, I've been seeing it, and I've also had another reader. I don't talk to them. I don't really talk to people unless they're in my circle or unless I'm being guided to talk to them. But I popped in a live, and they were talking about how there are two big name readers who are calling each other out. That's about to trickle down. I want you all to know this. It's as above, so below, right? Once the prophet speaks, it happens. And I've been speaking on this for a while, and it's been happening where these karmic readers are still like calling other readers out. You know what I mean? And the situations with people being in your energy is just to keep you stuck in that 3D vibration. These people don't realize that yet. They think, oh no, it's helping. It's helping the wrong cause. Well, I mean, unless you're helping the karmics gain some sort of extra control over these people by continually bringing their name up and their energy up. I don't know, because I mean, when you speak, you're a summoner. I want you to understand that. When you read cards, you're no longer just, oh, I'm just reading these cards. No, you're putting that energy out into the field. Be more mindful of this. This is what the 5D this is like new heaven, new earth energy that I bring. Okay, I need to get into this, but really just, I'm trying to get you all ready for like a huge transition. So there is a big transition already going off. That's just the energy right now. But really pay attention to like what you are encasing, because these next that we're in, listen, dude, this is why I speak so hard about it. If you're an astrologer, you already fucking know this shit. So salutes to you, baby. Lilith is crazy this month. Lilith has been going crazy this month. I know a lot of people have been witnessing it, but Lilith has been going crazy this month. You know what I mean? October is the feminine healing month. We have these next 3 months that are very transformative because of all the moon shit that we're going through, right? We have, I think we have like a super moon coming up soon on like the 15th or 17th of this month. And then for the next 2 years, we're going to be the year of snake, which is the year of healing, which means that if you aren't healed to the point where you're supposed to be energetically in those 2 years, then those 2 years are going to be lessons, or until you learn them, it's going to be lessons. And I, for one, want my collective, my tribe to flourish through these next 2 years, because goddamn, we deserve it. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to help, like point blank center. But let's get these cards, because shit's real. So let's see here. First, we have Dragonfly Adaptability. The dragonfly is a symbol of light and change. It's a reminder to bring a bit more lightness and joy into your life in order to bring about the changes needed to reach your full potential. Approach things lightly. So again, this is like the whole thing of going out in nature more. Really allowing yourself to flutter. Because if you look at a dragonfly, you don't really notice its bodies. You notice its wings first, you know, and you notice the colors that they have, and it's like, wow, like that's beautiful. And you see how agile it is. And that's what Spirit needs you to do, is get into the flow of things. If you feel like doing something, do it. You're not in the same energy that you used to be in when you started this video. You're not in the same energy that you were in 43 seconds ago. In fact, you're still not in the same energy. Like, I don't know, you're just not understand that you're always constantly changing. On a micro to a micro scale, it doesn't matter. You know? You're always getting pumped in with new energy. Least you'd be dead. And even then, you'd still be changing and transforming. Remember that it's always a transformative journey. You never stop growing. And that's not to scare you, but that's to remind you that the same things that affected you 2 minutes ago should not be affecting you, or at least should be affecting you that heavily. You know what I mean? And that's the growth process, is letting and seeing how it doesn't affect you anymore. It doesn't mean you're not going to be affected instantly. You're going to wake up one day and be 100% perfect. You might, but it's a work in progress, allowing yourself to work. So even if, again, like going back to the ideas, oh, I don't like doing this because this idea is bad. Well, maybe it was bad for you at that time because of your energy, or because of what you were trying to heal from, or what you were doing. Now that this new energy's in, you can step back into it if you want. You know, oh, I had to it's like taking a break from a sport because you broke your leg. You can't play the sport because you broke your leg, despite what people want you to fucking do. You gotta let that shit heal. And then after it heals, you know, you give it a while, you train it back up, and then you can go back out. Be easier with yourself. Allow yourself to be more malleable with what you want, because it's you, and it's all about you. Because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't about you. You know what I mean? We have passion, dragon. We are in the year of the dragon too. So guys, seriously, the dragon is a reminder of your strong will and fiery personality. It's also a symbol of passion and fire. You're being asked to practice self-control and be cautious so that your passion does not lead you into trouble. Ooh. Do I have the dragon near me? I don't. It's down there. It's whatever. It's fine. I'll get it. Because it was calling to me. Oh, sorry. A little cloth fell on. There's my dragon. Here's my little dragon. He protects the pearl. He's a cutie. You love a green dragon. And then we have dolphin, which is peace. The gentle nature of the dolphin reminds you to look for the good in everyone and strive to bring peace to your life and those around you. Trust your instincts and intuition rather than overthinking things. Yes. Okay, so immediately off bat, I got this message. With passion and peace and adaptability, and especially just how things are going through, right? This might be one for each month. Take this how it resonates for you, because I did pick up that dragonfly could be for this month, dragon could be for next, and then dolphin could be for the last. It could be something like that. These all three could be at the same time. Doesn't matter. What matters is this message gets out. But what I got heavily, especially with passion, a passion is something that you do, that you love to do. And in fact, what we'll do is we'll get the etymology of the word passion for you, you know? So we can get you the full. A statement of belief, the laying down of a proposition or thesis. Ooh, a position or a superposition. Okay, act or fact of placing, situation, position, affirmation. Yeah, just to put place. Your passion is what you believe. What you believe are your passions. Your passions aren't really what bring you joy, but your passions are what make you up. You know what I mean? And this is why I had to look up the actual meanings of words, because people probably would have said, oh, your passions, that's like what you enjoy doing. Well, right here, it says a statement of belief is a passion. So I think you got that definition wrong, because this is the why this name was made, why this word was put together. And even here, a place occupied by a person or a thing is a passion. And that's so funny, because that full on ties in with what I got as the message, which is a lot of the passion that people have is this passionate disagreements or passionate hate or passionate about victim mentality that needs to heal. And for those that have not healed from it yet, these next 2 years are going to be hard on you. And I'm not trying to do that to scare you. I'm not trying to do that to like say that you're doing anything wrong, but I'm just letting you know that the matrix will do what it will do. And even if you do like have to go the next 2 years with the healing journey or whatever it's gonna be like, well, because the healing journey never ends, but we're talking about this heartache. We're talking about this heart chakra attack that's been going on for the past fucking like 2 years. And even I talked about it at first on my channel. I even had people come up like emailing me, asking me about like what's going on with this stuff, because I'm tapped in like that, and it's a heartbreak thing. Your heart's your subconscious. Your heart is where you manifest everything from. If you have a broken heart, that fucks up your third eye. So once your heart's broke, if your heart chakra is in shock, which a lot of people's heart chakras are in shock or were in shock, your third eye doesn't work anymore. Your third eye shuts off. Your pineal, you're not your pineal, but your whatever the fuck, the pituitary gland or whatever the hell, it shuts off. It doesn't stay on. It disappears basically, because you're unable to perceive things correctly, because you're not listening to the truth. You don't even know the truth anymore, which is everything is of love. You're in this chaotic energy. You yourself are producing the negative energy to allow that type of energy to come in, because it can't come to you if you're producing positive energy. You know, it's that passion of getting out of victim mentality. and seeing that. But adaptability as well as adapting to your circumstances, understanding that where you're at right now doesn't apply to an external person. It applies to you. And that's where you're going to find a lot of peace at, because this anger towards this other person isn't towards them, it's towards you. And you might be mad at them for not taking accountability, but you're not taking accountability either. Because if you were taking accountability, you wouldn't be pointing fingers. You wouldn't be saying, yeah, but look what they did. Well, listen, you're going to say that, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. I'm going to question you 3 things of like, why did you stay? Why did you be with, like, why didn't you do anything else? Like, why did you feel like you couldn't do anything? Like, and these are questions you have to ask yourself and be honest with yourself with. Because you know the answer. Some people were just waiting for someone new to come in, and that person didn't come in because you weren't putting in any action. You were telling the universe by your inaction that I'm just going to stay here and everything's going to be okay for a minute. That's what inaction says. Inaction means that it's okay. Action and inaction are both actions. To take action is to move. To not move is still a choice. To hold that energy potential is still a choice that you consciously make. And if you use that potential energy and transmute it into the kinetic energy and waste it with stressing and not finding the solution despite how hard it might be due to your focus on the external rather than the internal, then that's on you, no one else. You can't blame the walls around you. You can go outside if the walls are bothering you. Oh, I can't go outside. What do you mean you can't go outside? Why are you so scared to do these things? These are what you have to break down. Because, like, for a lot of collective, and the way that it's written down in a lot of people's books, is that these next 3 months are going to be the biggest development months that you're going to have. And then the next 2 years are going to be the best 2 years you've had of life up till now. You know? But a lot of people haven't got to that point, so they're going to keep going back to old cycles, old readings, and not listening to what the reader's saying or just hearing what they want to hear. You know what I mean? It's called selective hearing for a reason, not selective listening. When you listen to music, you digest it, you get the full thing, your whole body responds to it. When you hear something, it's like, what? That's you hearing. You know the terms of words, please do, because it's very important. That's why I always say listen. I never say, do you hear me? Of course you can fucking hear me because I'm talking. Are you listening though? That's the important part. We're here to become conscious, not lack of it. You know what I mean? We've been in a lack of consciousness forever. It's time to gain our consciousness. And this ties in heavily with many are called, few are chosen. And that's just a hard pill to swallow as well, because if I'm not going to dig too deep into it, because we know the truth deep down. And the ones that know that they're working know that they're working. But you have to be fit for the position to be chosen. That doesn't mean that you're disqualified and you're not going to get back in the race, because it's not a race, it's a marathon. But a lot of people aren't going to be chosen for things because there's still a lot of things they need to work on internally. There's still a lot of things that they need to work on, like mentally, physically, emotionally, however, energetically even, spiritually even, that they haven't done the work on. And that needs to be talked about more. And it's not to hurt feelings, but it's to just tell y'all the truth, because the truth of the matter is the divine, yes, wants us all to grow and evolve. But if we aren't putting that work in, because the divine isn't going to do everything for us, if we don't put the work in, the divine can't do anything for us. You know, when the divine says to rest, you must put in that work to rest. If you get confused, you have to be the one to ask the divine, what are you trying to tell me? Because it's you that's engulfing with so many other people's words and stuff. I even, like, that's another reason why I stopped doing readings, because people from all over, like, they would come from one channel and they'd say, oh, you need to do this, and I'd come over and they'd watch one of mine and I'd say do the exact opposite, and they're like, oh, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. Well, that's because you're engulfing in too many different vibrations. I'm on a different vibration than these people here. You know, I know who I am. I'm one of the few people here that's not afraid to say, yeah, I am God. And it's not an egotistical thing. It's just a knowing of who we are. You know what I mean? If you can't find someone on here that's willing to say that without going, oh, but, we can't say that because Christian God, they're operating off of fear. They're bound to the 3D. It doesn't matter how spiritual they are, they're bound by that fear of wanting to accept their own titles that they had before they even were in this flesh, because you're not of flesh. And if you don't understand that, if you don't act, not even act, but if you don't live as that, then you are attached to something on the 3D. And the matter will always be over the mind. I'm just here to tell you the truth, because this is where we're wanting to head, right? Where we all are powerful and we're all living the lives that we want. Well, in order to do that, you must unlock that fear-based thinking and like get rid of it. You got to be like, I don't need this. This fear isn't helping me. All this fear is doing is keeping me from my power. And all God is a superhuman. I don't know why people, no, God's the Christian God. No. Look it up. It might say the Christian God. It might say most commonly known as, but it doesn't mean it is. There's a lot of colors and shades of red that are commonly known as red, but you will ask different people and they're like, no, that ain't red. Oh, they'll be like, oh no, that Christian God ain't God, it's this one. Or, oh, that God ain't God, that's the real God. Well, bitch, they're all God, because they're all superhuman. They all pass what the human can do mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. That's a superhuman. That's a God. I thought Megamind taught us that. You know what I mean? But it's important to know these things. This is how you keep your peace, is because your peace is your power. Knowing your own power is what gives you peace. And remembering that, just because, like, you have amnesia. And it's so funny, like, damn. Sorry. I looked up, and the word consciousness and intuition are like next to each other. I never had that happen. That's crazy. But I'm telling you, we are about to get into a more conscious world, and it's important for you to be aware of what you're doing and what you're intaking, and not being fooled by this fear-based matrix. Like, if we're gonna be real, you praise a false idol already. You praise materialism. You praise money. You praise someone else to come in and be the knight in shining armor. Those are all false idols. You can't depend on those people. You can only depend on yourself, because you know what you're capable of, and you know who you have around you. No one else does. That's you. That ain't no one else. I'm just trying to help you, But this is that adaptability, breaking these old forms, these old things that no longer suit you, that no longer benefit you. Bringing more lightness and joy into your life instead of stress and fear. And I can't do this because if I do that, then I'm going to go to hell. Well, you're welcome to hell. What do you think you're in? You're a fallen angel. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know that's a shocker to some people, but yeah, you're a fallen angel. That's why, oh, we're all earth angels. Yeah, we're earth angels. We're fallen. We fell from heaven to earth. We came from the womb out. We're not angels anymore. We're not in the spirit. We're in the flesh. We're fallen. We're here because we sinned. We just forgot. That was the sin, is we forgot. You just got to remember again. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with what man wants to tell you, because man's a fucking big ass liar. Man wants to keep you stuck in fear. Like, that's all it is. And like at this time, heavily, especially over these next 3 months, don't go on media, because all media is going to show you is a bunch of shit that you don't want to see. Like, and it's not to say like, and here's the thing. This is what you need to understand with the Matrix. Once you're out of the Matrix, you understand it. But if you're still in the Matrix, you're going to see this and take some sort of, you're going to hear this, because you're not going to listen to it, and you're going to hear it, and you're going to take some sort of offense to it. But with all the Diddy shit going on, all the hurricane stuff that's going on, all these like negative, scary things that are going on, is to get your attention, to drain your energy from it. Yes, these things are happening to people. What can I really do about it? other than just send my love unconditionally. Not much else, you know? It's all about truly stepping in your power, not absolving these things, not absolving all the death around you, because that puts death inside of you. Not looking at and seeing all sorts of like negative talk and stuff, because that puts you in that energy. And unless you are strong enough to look at that stuff and not be affected by it, and it's not believing, because a belief is a lie, it's something that you must know. Okay, when you have faith, it's because you're not fully trusting. It's because you have some sort of lack inside of you. When you have a belief, it's because you lack it. Like, I don't believe anything, but I think. And sentences are set away for a reason. You have to pay attention to it. I'm serious. It's a war of consciousness out here. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm here to break it down for you as simple as it can get. So, damn. But that's the piece. This is that nature, especially with the dolphin. Dolphins being one of the smartest fucking animals. Like, bitch, they say that we have like one brain with two sides. We have two brains, just the right side and the left side. It's literally, and you can look this up. There's scientific studies about this. You're literally two people in one, because they got people who are right-brained are one way and people who are left-brained are another. That's two people inside of you. That's the masculine and the feminine. You know, they won't tell you correctly which side's which, but I will, because the left side's feminine and the right side's masculine. Because you do things with your right, you give gifts with your right, but you receive with your left. When you're doing things with your right, it's to you throw things away usually with your right. You know, people make you right-handed for a reason, to make you forget about the left. And that's a whole brainwashing thing that we'll jump in. That maybe y'all know about, but we'll try to jump into it at some point. But that's where dolphins have 4 brains. I don't think dolphins have 2 brains. They got 4 brains or something, because we have 2 brains. They gotta have 4. Yakub had 2 whole-size brains, not just 1/2 of 2. So that's technically 4 brains, because it has 2 rights and 2 lefts. You know what I mean? That's 2 full brains. Dolphins have the same thing, because they came from the same star system. But we'll jump in. Y'all should know that, but probably not the Yakub part, but the dolphin part for sure. But that's where it comes into really being smart about what you allow to be your passion, what you allow to consume you, what you're allowing to make you adapt. Like, are you adapting to someone that's trying to overthrow you? Or are you adapting to an energy that isn't pleasant to you? Or are you adapting towards yourself? Are you adapting towards what you need to do? Are you breaking away from the old ways of believing that thinking about the self is only a negative thing? Are you done being one-sided? Are you done? Are you ready to evolve away from the stick figure I that you wish to identify with into becoming the EYE? Are you ready to evolve? Are you ready to move up? Are you ready to reap your rewards? And that's what this is talking about. Like, have you really been doing the healing? Where has your energy been going to? And if you know that your energy hasn't been going to the right things, it's asking you to make adaptability. It's asking you to change for your own sake, for your own peace. You've been asking, like, how do I do this? Why can't I do this? Like, maybe even looking up messages or trying to find messages or looking at angel numbers, like, I don't know what to do. And what you need to do is the internal work. You need to look outside for the messages all you want, sure, but if you're not internalizing them, they're not going to mean anything. It's your self-concept that needs to change. It's who you are that needs to change. It's the fact that there's only one of you, and the fact that you're not living up to what you want to do is removing you from the world. You're part of it. You're in the world. Be who you are supposed to be. Those passions. You know what I mean? Those things that you keep thinking about, like, I would love to do this. Oh, I would love to go there. I would love to build this. I would love to see myself do this. Start putting your energy towards things where you can start doing that. Start, your own, like, entrepreneurship. It doesn't even have to be like an official business. You can start, like, selling small things or flipping things to get money. Like there's multiple ways of getting money. Even if your struggle is like money or whatever, or like struggle of being heard, there's like YouTube, there's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. There's so many places that you can like go to to be seen and heard. If that's something that you need to, if that's something that you want to do, this is like the easiest age to make money, but all it takes is a belief in self and a drive. You know, it takes you to believe in yourself. It takes you to keep going towards it despite what other people want to say or think. That's what separates a lot of people from being able to move forward with what they want. This keeps them stuck in these stagnant cycles where they go, oh, I can't do this because X, Y, Z. Well, if you can come up with reasons why you can't, then why are you not coming up with reasons that you can? Like you hold yourself back and you might not be able to see, and that's because your heart chakra is still shot. Work with your heart chakra. If like meditations, going outside, frequency. I made a whole video about the ab and also the ib. They're both the heart, the spiritual and the physical heart. Go look at those. I put them up here for reasons. And especially if you're part of this tribe, there's stuff in those videos that's going to help you with the aratis of the chakra system. Like, I don't just make them for no reason. I made them short so they're digestible, you know? And the rest of that information can be found. And it's the same thing as the chakras. It just gives you a more Egyptian taste, gives you more of like a who you can talk to deity-wise to help you with the chakras, to help you defend those chakras. Same thing with the angels, same thing with whatever. It's the same thing, different energies that relate closely to you, energies that you can be more tangible with, energies that you can manipulate more and easier because they're with you. Because you wouldn't be here in the Egyptian side of the places, in the mysticism side of the places, if it wasn't to benefit you. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want it. And that's another thing that you have to really dig deep and get peace with. Nothing would have happened to you if you didn't want it, because you signed up for this stuff before you even hit flesh. This is what you wanted. This is what you signed up for. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have to go through that stuff. Seriously, because it's what you wanted to go through. So you have to forgive yourself for forgetting that. You have to forgive yourself from your soul point. You have to forgive your flesh, your brain. Like, I'm sorry that you seen this way. I'm sorry that you weren't able to see it as the grand design plan that I knew it was when I first came down here. But you have to keep pushing. You have to see this through because it does get better. You just need to keep pushing forward. You might not be able to see, and that's because you're not seeing correctly. You're not seeing spiritually. You're seeing physically. You can't trust the physical world as much as you would like to, because what you're wanting to do is put that trust that you have in the spiritual world into the physical world, and that doesn't work because the spiritual gives you that trust to trust it so that you can move with this physical, not so you can put all that trust in the physical. But that is the message, really. Just less overthinking, more intuition, more instincts. The instinctual habit of every person is to love. And when people begin to overthink love, that is when things start getting bad. That's when your passions, the energy that embodies you, starts to lead you into trouble. It's because you approach things with a heavy heart. You approach things with a heavy mind, a heavy back. Just heaviness on you. You approach it with so much heaviness. You're not making it lighter. You're not seeing how to make it lighter. Maybe you're being told what to do and you're still not doing it to make it lighter because you think that's a one and done deal, when it's not a one and done deal. It's a continuous effort. You have to keep putting work into it until you're able just to do it naturally. It's the routine. It's a ritual. It's why you get up in the morning and you just immediately go to the bathroom without even thinking. It's because that's your morning ritual. That's what you're trained yourself to do. It's what you've been trained to do. And if you can be trained, you can untrain yourself and retrain. It takes effort, yes, but this is why you came here, to start the process or to continue the process. Well, to continue the process for sure, but to start it. And if it's not to start it, it's to finish the process. And if it's not to finish the process, it's to teach the process. Because you've already learned it and you're living it currently and you understand the ins and outs. But regardless, what you've gone through, and what you really need to pay attention to is, what were you working on when you were going through these things? That's what you need to focus on. What were you working on? Was it like a career, an idea of yours? What were you doing around the time when things started to hit the fan? because that's proof of your manifestation coming in. People don't talk about this. When you manifest, shit will hit the fan. Stuff will go down south real quick, because you have to lose in order to gain, and that old energy has to leave. And unfortunately, if the old energy isn't healed, it makes itself present on the physical for you then to heal from it. You know what I mean? And even if you have healed from it, if it's something that's very deep down, it's gonna pop out to show you, hey, I'm still here, but if you've healed from me, I'm just gonna go. And that's all it does. It just tests you, see if you're ready to move on. And if you're not ready to move on, then you're not. And the divine loves you enough to hold you back until you are ready. So it's not anyone punishing anyone other than you. It's not the divine saying that you've done anything bad. It's just you saying you've done something bad, because you aren't bringing a light approach to yourself. You're not bringing that inner child joy, that love, that peace, that serenity that you've been needing to yourself. But the divine's been giving you the energy to do so. You know what I mean? So and it's so interesting that all these are D's. Dragonfly, dragon, and dolphin. Like, that's nice. And you can even look at that as 444 if you want, or you can look at that as 7 if you want. But all in all, what I'm getting from this is it's time to wait, because you're making a plan. It's like the divine really wants you to see what you've been doing and switch, They really want you to look at how you've been obtaining your peace, what you've been doing, career-wise, whatever. But it's been filling up your time, your passions, you know what I mean? Been filling up your brain. What do you like? What do you like taking from your 2 brains and well, your 3 brains really, but your 2 brains right now that you're, using and working with? What's bringing you fire? What's causing your solar plexus to ignite itself? Like, what's causing you to really feel the divine move through you, and to work with that, to sit with it, and to know that everything's fine, that you've passed the test. And a lot of you all, and let me tell you this as well, because people don't tell you this as well, when you move to the next level, you have this subconscious belief, or you keep telling yourself that you're going to be at the top of the ladder. No, you're at the top of the ladder for where you just left. You're at the bottom of the ladder for the new level, because you're always climbing up. That doesn't mean that you fell and everything's going bad. You're in a new energy. Your body has to acclimate to it. The ladder, the bars on the ladder are a little bit too big for your hands. So you have to sit there and think, how am I going to climb this? Because my hands are kind of tiny. I could do this, and then you learn to climb it. That's all it is. So that's the message I have to give you. That's the message that's coming out. And just look for the good in everyone. Don't be so negative. Don't be so pessimistic, I should say. Not negative, but don't be so pessimistic towards people. Oh, but they're acting weird around me. And they might not know you. Does that... just because you don't know someone doesn't mean they're doing magic on you. Just because you don't know someone doesn't mean they're trying to hurt you. Just because you are meeting someone new doesn't mean they're attached to someone from your past. That's a fear-based mindset that people get you stuck in. Oh, don't trust anyone. Stay away from everyone. What they're meaning to fucking say, and I'm going to say this because they're uneducated as hell when they say, oh, don't go near anyone in the past, and what they're telling you to do is not to isolate yourself from new people that's coming in. What they're telling you to do is to pay attention to yourself. The people you've already cut out of your life, don't pay attention to them anymore. They can't do anything to you. I don't think people pay attention to their readings, and I don't think that their readers are even paying attention to what they say, because what they do, because they're based off duality thinking still, and they're not based off a lot of them are based off of duality. I shouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them are still based off of duality thinking, and they're not able to think outside of the box when it comes to these things. Is when they say that people around them know that they're lying and they're leaving, that ends your case. But you're so worried about, oh, but they're still lying about me. You're still worried about a lie that no one is believing, right? And the ones that are believing it aren't even coming near you, because why would they come near you if you had a lie? If they believe what other people have been telling you, they wouldn't come near you. They would stay away from you. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really be aware of this. The chances of someone coming to you is very slim, because not everyone in the world's that fucking crazy. Not everyone in that world is that, like, dumb, to be frank with you. So it's really about seeing the truth in that, and backing away from people, because it's to save yourself. I'm not saying it to ruin people's business. No, I'm just telling them, I'm just telling you what's going on, because I know for a damn fact the divine's been telling me this shit. And if the divine's telling me to do this shit, they're telling other people to do this shit too. And if they ain't gonna listen to the divine, then the divine will come into a body, will make itself known on the physical to say some shit about it. And it needs to be said that people are being stuck on the 3D because they're bound to these readers that continuously pump that karmic energy. Start watching readers that have positive messages, because again, and this is huge, when you read cards, it's not just the collective energy, it's yours, because you've also gone through it. That's why whatever I read about are things that I've also gone through. It's because it's to help, and it branches out a little bit, So yeah, you might have gone through the stuff that reader reads about, but they have too, and maybe they're unhealed from parts of it. Maybe they still need to repeat that story to themselves to justify their own actions, or to get rid of their own survivor's guilt that they might have, which is a real thing. Y'all need to worry about survivor's guilt. Like, send love to people. If you're so scared of sending love to people when they're in a low point, you're on the 3D and you're not as high vibrational as you think. You're a low vibrational being. I'm gonna tell you that to your face, because if you're afraid to send love to someone, you're a low vibration. If you're afraid to send unconditional, authentic love to someone, you're a low vibration. I don't care how much you've been working on yourself. That's a low vibration as fuck. That's fear. You're afraid to love. That's not good. Like, I have to tell you that, like, that blunt, because it needs to be known. Like, I'm not trying to make you mad or nothing, but I gotta tell you the truth. Which is that you need to be loving if you wish to receive love. And that love not only involves you, but those around you, the mirrors around you. The more you love, the less people can come towards you. The more you elevate, the more authentic you become. Because authenticity is the highest vibration. You can't fake being authentic, but you can fake love. That's why love's not the strongest vibration. That's why love is knocked down, like, I think it's the 4th highest vibration, and people ignore that. I think peace is above love, because it's harder to fake peace than it is to fake love. Like, understand this stuff, dude. Like, really, you're letting the 3D, like, bullshit you into this matrix of, like, oh, it's all love and light. Like, yeah, but if you're faking that love and light, it don't mean shit. The universe sees through that. Like that, dude. It's called authenticity. When you're authentic, everything's good. Seriously, listen to me. I'm here to crack you in to what's really about to kick in the air and shit. I'm just trying to get to you a few months earlier, because damn, the divine's been speaking and no one's been answering. Fucking had to call my line up like multiple times. Yeah, come on, answer. Like, okay, I pick up. Like, answer the phone. The divine's trying to talk to people, and no one's answering the phone as much. Now, there are people, I don't know, you know what I mean, but there are people, but it's small. It's just now growing, which is good. But it's, again, this energy that I want to input, because I know my impact, and I know what I can do, and I know who's around me. I know my guides and shit, and I know how important this is for us. It's my mission to spread this shit, because it's not being talked about a lot. Because, listen, man, people want to go to 5D, to these higher vibrations, and they look at all these people like, how did you get there? And they say the stuff, and it doesn't make sense to anyone, because they're still stuck on lower vibrations. I got to be the bridge. Why do you think Anubis is my fucking god? Why do you think I work so close with Anubis? Why do you think I am Anubis? Why do you think these things? Why do you think I know these things? Because I'm the bridge maker. I'm to get these people from one area to another. That's what I do. I'm here to bring peace and authenticity and love and joy and harmony and all these things. And that's the beauty of it. To bring you together again. Because what you've been missing is your heart this entire time. Because your heart's been broke since childhood, and that's what we have to fix. And that's what I love to fix. That's why, like, it makes so much sense when you look into it. Y'all know the stories. Y'all know who I am. The ones I don't have to believe it, but that's on you and not on me. Sorry about it. It's hard to believe when it's in your face. It's easier to believe when it's not. But regardless, that's the message. Because genuinely, it's all about, like, just you need to bring more peace into life. And that peace can only be brought by love. And yes, you can use fake love to bring you a little bit of fake peace, but it's about working with it until you understand why it brings that love, why it brings that peace, why everything's harmonious, why you're authentic with yourself. Not allowing other people to go, oh, you're a bad person because XYZ, or you're not posh, and like, bitch, shut up. Like, that's how I feel. Like, oh, you're not a light worker if you're not petite and always wearing white and neatly looking. Like, shut up, bitch. You ain't a light worker if you look like that 21st. I mean, some light workers do, and bless them, because we need those out there. Because listen, that's a whole other level. But for the light workers that are just being themselves and being real, bitch, that helps too. Like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? It's being authentic. Don't lie to yourself. Yeah, you're a being of love. Yes, you love everyone. Yes, you care about everyone, but you have your limits. You know what I mean? You have to have authenticity. You're not meant to be the holiest person on earth. You're meant to be part of the group that brings that energy together. Because yeah, you can bring your own dish to the party, but collectively it's better. You know what I mean? Collectively, you have all these other dishes, all these flavors of love, all these people who love stronger or more, have like a more like defined point where they love, like whether that's a love where they help heal from materialism, and that you can see materialistic things as love again, and things of that nature, where you heal these wounds of thinking that a form of love is bad because love has no condition. You know what I mean? Really stepping into the unconditional love part of unconditional love, rather than ignoring the and only listening to conditional love. And that's hard to do because a lot of us have only received conditional love, but we give unconditional. And it's to remember that since you give unconditional love, it doesn't matter if someone has a condition on it, because even when you leave, you'll still love them and they'll feel that, and you don't have to worry about them because they won't love you, and that's fine. Because not everyone has to love you, and you don't have to love everyone, but the fact that you do means you're doing something right. You know, it means you're loving yourself enough not to poison yourself with hate or disgust or anger, you know, because those are poisons, and those are what kill you. Those are what keep you from doing things. But regardless, that's what the divine wants you to know. Adapt to your passions so you can have peace. Okay? But that's the message. I love each and every one of you to the moon and back. If you want bracelets, go to Otter Spirit. They have bracelets, they have necklaces, pearls, earrings, for intentionals, zodiacs, whatever. Highly recommend them. They're very triple A double A grade, excuse me, gemstone, authentic gemstone bracelets. They're really good. So if you want to look at those, you can. The links in the description. You can also use Sibleater 20 for 20% off the order as well. If you need any of my services, one-on-one, any of the books I have, which the books are on a permanent sale for either a donation base or $15 for all the books. I'm going to keep that there for a while. You can get that by emailing me or using the order form. Even if you get one, I'll send all of them because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's here to spread the information. So if you want those readings, psychom, anything else I do, all the services are in the description. Regardless, thank you for being here. All the likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. For all the donations, whether they are energetic or financial, we got to keep those, you know, on two separate fields. Not that they're separate, but they're different fields of the bipolar spectrum that we're talking about. Whether they are energetic or financial, I appreciate them both wholly and fully, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. But I love each and every one of you, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you later.